Alright, we're gonna go ahead and play a little game and see how many predictions I can get correctly for each team. My prediction for Scorps, I mean they're actually here, so they're good. We'll see it pretty soon anyways, but my prediction here. I'm thinking, since Scubar's team looks also fairly balanced, it just also happens to have a lot of earthquake immune mons. It's got the Frostlass, just regular. Okay, so I'm feeling Scorps is gonna bring Giraffe here. I'm feeling Charizard Y. I'm feeling Infernape. Leafeon. So Giraffe, Charizard Y, Infernape, Leafeon. Scarf Rampardos would be really funny to take care of Delphox and Gyarados and Vivillon and Frostlass. Oh wow. Okay, hold on. Maybe we're cooking here. I'll throw Rampardos as the 5th one. So what would be your 6th Mon, I wonder? If I were you, my 6th Mon would be like a Sash Gardevoir. I feel like D-Gleam goes nicely into this team, as well as a couple Moonblasts. That's my prediction of Scorpzz 6. Entirely uncertain how correct that's going to be, but I guess we'll see in a bit. Now for Scubar, I feel like their team's a little more straightforward. You bring the Garchomp, you bring the Delphox Mega, you probably bring the Gyarados just because it's a great 3rd Levitator, and there's no like crazy nonsense going on Scorpz's team for like no Contrary and no Defiant. As far as I don't think there's a Contrary or Defiant on there. So I can see the Levitators. I don't know about Rotom. It would be really good with its Electric and like Scarf into Basculegion and Zard Y, but I don't see it doing like anything to Ariados, Ampharos Mega, Leafeon, Whimsicott. Like, you can't do nothing to half the team. And then let's see here. If we're bringing Chomp, Gyarados, and Delphox Mega, and you look at the opponent's team and you see Giraffe and Rampardos, you might be a little scared of a Trick Room team. I would bring Conk if I was Scubar. So Garchomp, Gyarados, Mega Delphox, Conkeldurr. Snorlax also kind of matches up nicely into Scorps. Just because it's really just Infernape that's going to take it out. Maybe a really nice, like, Basculegion under Rain from Whimsicott. But... or Rampardos head smashing. But, like, you know, I don't see a ton of that, probably. So... I'm thinking Snorlax has a place here. So if I'm bringing Garchomp, Gyarados, Mega Delphox, Conkeldurr, and Snorlax, I need some form of assistance. Vivillon doesn't really seem to be the play here. Maybe it is with Redirection, but there's... Charizard Y just cooks. I think we bring Zoroark, because it's faster than Charizard Y by a smidge. And maybe if it's like Sash or something, we can 2-hit KO Charizard Y. I don't remember if Zoroark gets Thunderbolt, but even just Dark Pulse, I think 2 of them would be good enough. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see exactly how correct we are, but that's my guess for each team. Oh, in case anyone needs that rundown one more time. I think it's going to be on Scorpz's side, Giraffe, Charizard Y, Infernape, Leafeon, Rampardos, and Gardevoir. And then on Scubar side, I think Chomp, Gyarados, Delphox Mega, Conkeldurr, Snorlax, and Zoroark. Alright, those are my predictions. We're definitely now taking bets. If I get all of them right, I immediately win the tournament. I don't even need to play any games. I'll just become the commentator, and I'll have been considered the winner. And then you guys are playing for second. And if I don't get all 6, then I owe you guys a good match at 7 when I have to play my battle. I'm really digging the Garchomp team, I'm not gonna lie. Having all the levitators is so funny. That was one of the teams I used to climb. I think it was like all through Ultra Ball. It was just Scarf Chomp and friends. Fun stuff. Also, to get a Firewater Grass Core that's all levitators that's really funny. I like it. Scubar, where are you? Oh, Katie's match is starting as well, I just realized. So in fact, since I'm recording this and you guys can catch it later, you can also go jump over to his stream, catch his stream, and then I'll have mine at 7, and then you can catch the upload of this one later. Not a bad idea. Scubar, please. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I redid like 2 of my Pokemon twice. I felt like I wasted my... I don't know why I didn't do it on Showdown, but... I was kind of just changing things around in game. And I realized I used like 7,000 VP. Sad times. Definitely don't recommend. So how about that Star Fox remake, huh? That was interesting. I was playing Baldur's Gate, and suddenly my phone tells me, hey, the Star Fox presentation's starting soon, guys. And I was like, what do you mean? What does that even mean? And I go onto that Nintendo app, and sure enough, they're streaming the new Star Fox game, which is a remake again. I'm excited for it, but, you know, I can understand people not wanting to play the same game for the third time. Or fourth, depending on how you look at it. Looks like we ended up with a slightly long intro anyways, yeah. Oh well, no problem. Wow. Master Ball 2. That's impressive. I can't get past Master Ball 3. Alright. Where are we at? Almost ready. Nice. And here we are. Alrighty. Alright, good luck you two. And here we go. Our match versus Scorpz and Scubar. Wow, that's crazy. I got pretty close on Scorpz's team. So I was off with the Basque Legion and the Whimsicott. I got really close with Scubar's team as well, yeah? Yeah, 4 out of 6 for each one. Not bad. Now, with this setup, it could be to make a super tanky Lax with Friend Guard and follow me, yeah. I assume it's going to be Scarf Rotom with Trick. It obviously has to be a Mega Delphox. I could see a healthy variant of Gyarados here with a Citrus. With the Sash on Vivillon. Maybe Citrus actually is on Snorlax. Or that would be Leftovers probably better with Friend Guard. That's what I would think. Garchomp is kind of whatever it needs to be. With no Intimidate on the opponent's team, I doubt it's going to be... Right, I don't think Scorps previously had... Oh, there was no Intimidate. So yeah, there wouldn't be a Wide Herb, I don't think. Let's see what it comes down to. Now, I don't remember if Whimsicott also learns Gravity, but a Gravity Head Smash would be funny. My guess is a Follow Me from Vivillon to get a Belladrum on Snorlax. Tailwind here, maybe into just a Rock Slide. Alright, so we got Sash on Vivillon. Vivillon gets its own Tailwind up, funny enough. It might be faster than the Rampardos. High horsepower taking Rampardos super low, so Vivillon could pick it off with just a tiny move. It is Leftovers on the Snorlax. We could see a Heavy Slam potentially into Whimsicott. If it's just a high horsepower, I suspect that we're going to have maybe 3 attacks plus Protect. Encore coming in and getting completely blocked. Not safe from the second Encore, but definitely going to lower the damage on this Rock Slide. Now, do we break through the flinch? We don't. This is rough. Alright, so what's Vivillon's game plan now? It's probably still faster than Rampardos and just going to get Encored. They could swap out. Intimidate might be nice, but you'd still be eating up all that rock damage. Not great. I would think this is a Chomp or a Rotom. Yep. That makes the most sense. Encore can't do anything against a swap. And we're just hoping to break through with not a flinch, please. We get our own Rock Slide, but critically miss on the important one, unfortunately. Alright, so what's going to be the game plan? We've got a really speedy Chomp. It can probably, with that amount of HP, survive a Moonblast, unless this is a crazy, crazy Fairy Feather, max special attack, Whimsicott. But surely Chomp is faster than Rampardos, too. It could be a double Rock Slide, but I'm curious what other moves Snorlax has. There comes the Protect, just trying to get more HP to outlast. A good Earthquake. I'm gonna do over half of what's remaining to Whimsicott, probably. Takes out Rampardos as well. Now I wonder who he's got in the back. I could see a Scarf, Fescue Legion being really scary here. But maybe it doesn't need Scarf with how low everyone is. If we have Rain Dance on Whims, Aqua Jet could get pretty crazy here. Pretty much down to our last Mon on Scubar's side. Charizard coming out. Okay. I wonder if that implies there's an Infernape in the back, or we're just going hard Sun. Heat Wave would probably cook right now. Although Snorlax could be thick fat because he didn't have a berry. I don't see it being immunity. Tailwind, I think, is down for both of them by now. Vivillon comes back in. It's 1 HP. Just to eat up, and also help Snorlax with this Heat Wave probably. We're back to Tailwind. This makes sense. We wanted to go faster than Chomp. And we connect on both. Snorlax, very, very, very thick, coming in clutch with that Friend Guard, not taking as much damage. Survives and probably goes for just Rock Slide. Connects on both. This is as good as you could possibly ask. Snorlax just needs to survive one more. So we might see a Chomp come in and click Protect next to Snorlax. Maybe it's Delphox coming in, turning Mega and clicking Protect anyways. I would say just the Protect to get the leftovers recovery on Snorlax and also guarantee that we still have 2 targets on the field. It could be some other tech on Delphox. It might even just be its own Heat Wave, but it would still go second, and I'm unsure of what the Whimsicott has in its back pocket. Protect on both of them could be dangerous because of the Encore. So maybe we actually won't see a Protect from Snorlax, knowing the Encore could be coming if he uses it. Now at least getting this Mega is going to help tank a Heat Wave and or other move. Gaining all that special defense is very useful. Risking the Protect. So we're probably going for Heat Wave here, our own Heat Wave. Moonblast for damage. Air Slash for flinch chance. Do we get it? We got the other ones when needed. Heat Wave actually connects on both, ignoring the flinch, coming in clutch, getting 2 kills, down to their last Mon now. Regardless of it having the Tailwind, it's going to be hard to break down 3 other Pokemon unless you only have spread moves. Saying that it could be a Gardevoir, I don't know. There it is. There's the forfeit. Alright, so we're moving on to Game 2. Alright. So, seeing that it was a highly aggressive match from both sides, I think having the spare... Having the Vivillon swap to the back was critical for Scubar. And if he can do something like that again to save it just in the nick of time to get that extra damage reduction on Snorlax, that was key. I could see that being very helpful. Now I do wonder if we're going to hit that hard Sun again. They didn't reveal who the 4th Pokemon was to my knowledge. We saw Charizard, we saw Rampardos, and we saw Whimsicott. So... if there's a second mode they want to go or want to try, it could be good to just send in the fairies and start spamming fairy moves if that's something they got going on. I could see the spread moves coming back and just trying to kill as much as they can. I wonder if there's also a Trick Room component. I don't think it would work too well though. You wouldn't want Snorlax going first. I'm definitely expecting them to lead Whimsicott plus someone else again. I think Speed Control is the name of the game for Scorps. Just hit hard, hit fast, hard offense. Alright, here we see the Infernape. Intimidate coming out. Now this might not matter as much if Infernape, there we go, has a White Earth. Okay. We could see Fake Out. We could see maybe a really strong close combat coming into Garchomp. There's a couple of things that could happen here. Thunder Punch might be enough just to take out the Gyarados in one hit, especially with an Iron Fist ability. So there's that. Ice Punch might also actually be enough to take out Garchomp now that I think about it. So I'm curious what kind of set they've got on their Infernape. In the opposite regard, Gyarados doesn't have to try very hard right here. We can just slam Waterfalls and Infernape slot every day. And Chomp hitting either a Rock Slide or an Earthquake, they're both really good. Okay, we're going to try to avoid the Water-type moves. Tailwind is set up, which is nice, because now we're way faster. Earthquake, I'm guessing they'll both have over half for the damage. Ooh, Basculation just barely under half. Not taking it as nice as I thought it would. Now we have a very, very fast Basculation. What is it going to want to do? There's currently no damage out on Scubar's side of the field. Whimsicott could come in and just... Okay, we're in to protect. Whittle down the Garchomp. Makes sense. Because next turn we can actually take out Chomp in one hit. Unless the Gyarados is actually going into the Whimsicott slot. Actually, Whimsicott would survive. There's no way it takes 54. Yeah. Now, does Garchomp go for the Protect and try to call it? And if so, does Scorps call that and go into the double up into Gyarados? I'm curious what move we're going to go for here, because none of the Pokemon are dead, and a Water type into a Water type will be super good. Maybe there's a different move that I'm not considering, but I just don't see Last Respects being the play here. Not into Gyarados. Wave Crash would be awesome, but Garchomp could just protect, and then that's a dead Basculation. Now, there are other moves Basculation can use. I'm just drawing a blank as to what the good ones would be. Going for a Protect on Whimsicott. And keeping the Garchomp alive for later. Aqua Jet trying to pick it off. And Crunch sealing the deal for Basculation. So now we've got Waterfall and Crunch. That makes the most sense. Even though it's not a Mega Gyarados as far as I know. It just lines up good with the team, I think. We do still have the Tailwind on Whimsicott's side. I don't think... Yeah, this is the last turn, so staggering this might be good for the Vivillon. I don't know that it'll really get a chance, though. Yeah, it's too low HP to do anything right now. Probably just a Moonblast plus a Rock Slide. I feel like this is the most viable play. Protect on that, and we connect. Gyarados is out of here. Now this does actually allow us to set up a second Tailwind on Scorp's side, which is going to be crucial because otherwise I don't think we get to outspeed that Garchomp with the Rampardos. Now maybe Rampardos just goes for Protect actually, and we try to take out Chomp with the Moonblast, but I still think Tailwind plus Rock Slide is the best play here in order to get rid of the Vivillon, maybe get a flinch on the Chomp. I don't think it would be enough to kill. Maybe a really weird calc where it's max attack, adamant, plus hard stone or hard rock, whatever that item is for rock types. But even then, yeah, Garchomp survives through that. So we're down to the last two on Scubar's side. My only assumption is that it's going to be the Mega Delphox, and we're now down to the last Pokemon, which is Infernape. It looks like this one is kind of wrapped up, but I'd really love to see Infernape pull through. I just don't see how it kills two Mons in one hit. Maybe it has Heat Wave? I don't remember it learning that, to be honest, but... go. They could attempt to fake out into Chomp, but then Delphox just blows them up with a Psychic. If they have something for Delphox, they kind of have to go for it. They do have their Tailwind up, I believe. We do go for the fake out straight into Chomp. Take a little bit of Rough Skin. Just claiming KOs, I believe. Evening the score a little tiny bit, but Psychic's going to be enough. Alright, everybody. Thanks for coming by. That was a good match to commentate. Very high-paced, or yeah, high-paced. I can say that. But I gotta go prep for my match now. I will be recording that one soon, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks. Bye.